Hello and welcome to CSM Sports Center. I'm your host, Johnny Harris, alongside my best buddy here, Jeremy Chiron. Now, Jeremy, there was news coming out of Ottawa as the Ottawa Senators had a press conference earlier today. Hello there and welcome to another edition of CSM Sports Center. I'm your host, Johnny Harris, alongside Anthony McLaughlin. And it's a little bit after lunch, but Tony, I want to know, what did you have for lunch today?
Johnny, you bought me lunch.
Oh yeah, but... The Toronto Blue Jays look to get back on track at Fenway Park. Hello and welcome to CSM Sports Center. I'm your host, Johnny Harris, alongside Miss Rose Rego. And hey, we have some big news coming out of the CFL this morning.
He has been with that franchise for 12 years already.
Looks like another decade of mediocrity over there.
Let's talk about some NHL playoffs.
That's right, let's do that. As the last time the Calgary Flames made the second round of the playoffs, Johnny Gaudreau was 10 years old. Now, according to WebMD, that is the time when a person makes the most rapid growth change since infancy. Now, Gaudreau may have skipped that stage, but he hasn't skipped a beat in his rookie season. Now, it's those Toronto Maple Leafs. They played their Game 74 of the NHL regular season last night against the Minnesota Wild. The Leafs recorded their lowest attendance figure in 16-year history of the Air Canada Centre for the second time this season. Now, there's Eric Brewer. He's honored last Saturday for playing his 1,000th game. Good start here in 1001. As well called James Harden the Iron Chef of Houston, because when he's cooking, the Rockets can't be stopped. But going up against the Eastern Conference's fifth best defense in the Pacers, how would the Bearded Beast do? Hill again to the baseline, turns it over, and they say third time's a charm. Well, not for Solomon, as he sends this one well into the bleachers and over the head. Now, Hill commits 3 turnovers in the first quarter alone. He'll be parking on the bench for a little bit. Alan Craig grounds one to third. Josh Donaldson all over it. Guns it to first for the out. Sanchez allowing 4 runs. Game 5, downtown Staples Center. Opening cue, Chris Paul feeds his best bud Blake Griffin, who finishes with a nasty one-handed jam. Then he feeds his other best bud DeAndre Jordan for the top-up slam. LA up by 5 after 1. Now over to the fourth quarter. LA up by 1. Parker with a nice dish to Daddy Duncan for the easy one. Now, spring has sprung, but there won't be any spring in Meister Asturis' step come opening day for the Blue Jays. Eric Madinger tells us more in this report. Mike Budenholzer spent 17 years as an assistant coach to Greg Popovich in San Antonio, where he was part of 4 NBA championship teams. Now, in addition to learning how to scour reporters, Budenholzer clearly learned some on-court tricks as well. In 2 seasons, he's transformed the Atlanta Hawks from a fringe playoff team to a 60-win powerhouse and a legitimate championship contender. With more on the NBA's Coach of the Year, here's Joe Scarpelli. Yes, that was Masai Ujiri after a really disappointing season with the Toronto Raptors, getting swept in 4 games to the Washington Wizards. He was noted saying that they do want to continue to build through the draft, and it looks like Dwayne Casey is still the coach for right now. But last night there was a little bit more hockey with the Game 7, as the Washington Capitals have a dubious Game 7 history. They are 3-9 when the series goes the distance, and 1-4 at home in Game 7s since 2008. If you're not afraid of his sophomore slump, snag Michael Wacha from the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, he did have stress in that right arm last year, but barring an injury this year, he should be a 15-game winner. From Toronto, Johnny Harris, CSM. Just to put this into perspective, just how high a mountain this is to climb for the Winnipeg Jets, throughout their 82-game season, they only won 4 games in a row twice. Now, to do that against a team that scored 109 points during their regular season in the Anaheim Ducks will be a tough task for sure. From Toronto, Johnny Harris, CSM. Thanks for watching another edition of Fantasy Fun. Good luck in this week's matchup. From the CSM studios, I'm Johnny Harris.